It's just past 1 p.m. and in the afternoon, and it finally got up to 32 degrees. So maybe I can, the hoses might be thawed out so I can water those bulls in the barn. Yeah, the ones I pinned up the other day. Okay, let's see what I can do. I'm going to see if I can get some more tubs out there too, in case, because it's going to get colder tomorrow and today. It's going to get colder tomorrow. What is today? Saturday? Sunday and Monday is going to get even colder, so I want to have some extra water tubs out there in case the hoses are froze for watering. This morning was cold, below freezing. I think it was above 25, but it was still cold. And I didn't feel like doing nothing in the morning if it's frozen. But today, right now, it's looking pretty good. There's just a slight breeze. Sun feels warm on me, yeah. And I'm going to, first I'm going to find some big tubs. Yeah, big. I'm going to use those black protein tubs that I had, if I can gather them together. I know I got 3, maybe more than 3. If I got 4, I'll take 4 of them out there. That way I can fill them up with water today. That way if the hoses get frozen in the next couple of days, at least they'll still have water. I'll break the ice in the tubs. Anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Making sure they have water for this cold spell that's coming. It's going to be down in the teens for a couple of nights. And then it warms up again during the daytime. But tomorrow and Sunday is tomorrow, and Monday, the temperatures barely reaches 30 degrees, maybe a little higher. Yeah. And that's the daytime high. Nighttime lows are going to be around in the teens, somewhere in the teens. So let me get some water tubs, or tubs for water. These kind of seem content. I got that new bale over there, and she's still munching on it. It's cold enough to snow, so I'm glad it didn't snow. I guess there's no moisture in the air because the air's from the north, which is dry, cold and dry. Yeah, that's why there's massive cold air coming down, and the moisture for snow has to come up from the south. And when the moisture from the south meets the cold air from the north, that's what produces the snow or rain. Somebody's moving out there, up at the barn. I better go check them. They got plenty of hay. I just got to make sure they got water. Okay, let's get something doing here. I connected the hose last night in the dark. I thought I turned the hose on early this morning, but then I realized it was below freezing, so it probably was full of ice. So I waited till it at least reached freezing. And with the sun shining, that might help melt some of the ice in the hose. Let's see. I'll go find out when I turn it on. Just noticed that the tires on the ATV are flatter than usual. I just used it when we had that snow. Yeah, I drove around the Moss pasture here just to do it. But next time I use it, I guess I have to pump the tires up again. I probably should get some new ones on here, but I'm not ready for that. Yeah, they're flat. They're flatter than normal. Normally it takes them a while to go flat, but it's only been a few weeks since the snow. Maybe longer. Maybe a month. I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to look into getting some tires for this someday. It's just this side that goes flat. These two. Yeah, they're flat. This one's flat too. Yeah, there's a little cold breeze coming in from the north. But it's not that bad. It's not too strong. And the sun's shining, so that helps. Let's go find some of them tubs. Here's one. I think this is my old. Actually, this one here floated up during a flood. I don't guess it was in 23 or 24. Yeah, I found it out in my big pasture. It washed up on shore. Up on by a gate. It was blocked by a gate. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to dump that water out because I use it out of the barn. Okay, that's one. Here's one that I bought. Protein tub. Oh, that's two. Here's a couple more I've been using for the net walls of a net wrap. I need to put them in bags or something, but I'm going to use them for water. Oh, I got 4 tubs. The ones I bought were bigger. That's the one I found out in the big pasture after a flood. Washed up against the gate. Anyway, take them 4 out there. I'm going to use the truck. And since I got the hose hooked up, I don't want to drive on the hose, so I'm going to go around this other gate in the front here. There's no cattle in there anyway. Okay, let's load them on the truck and take them to the barn. And before I drive out to the barn, I'm going to turn on the water. I'm going to open that gate up and open this little wire gate. I can just drive right out to the barn with these 4 tubs. I'm standing by the porch, and the gazebo is blocking some of this wind, but not much. Anyway, I'm going to open this gate up. It's still cold. I didn't dress warm enough. But I'm going to be in the truck in the barn, so I should be okay. Wind's kicking up. Seems stronger. Maybe I was on the east side. It didn't feel as strong because of the house blocking the wind. But on the west side, pretty strong and cold too. Yeah, it's going to be cold like this for the next couple of days. Yeah, and then it's going to warm up a little bit during the daytime, but still cold at night. Below freezing sometimes. I thought I bought more than 3 of those protein tubs. Maybe there's one out in the barn. I don't know. Well, I got 3. That should be enough. If I find another one, I'll use it too. I plan to go out to the big pasture sometime today, but right now I got to get the tubs out to the barn and give the bull calf some water. I can't make this turn. I'm on. It's sluggish today. The truck, I mean, not me. No, me too. Okay. Let's load up them tubs. Oh, wait. There's that cat. There's that cat again. Coming for some more dog food. Look how it's sneaking. It sees the truck. It's not afraid of the truck. It's only afraid of me. I'm moving, see where it goes. I'm moving slow. Goes. Going over. Whoop. Whoops, off the brake. Yeah, it's there. It's going in to get some cat food. I think my cat's there. Not sure. Anyway, I'm headed over to the barn. Drop off these tubs and fill them up with the water. Oh, forgot to turn the water on. Ah, good thing I remembered. I turned the hose on. I'm pretty sure I left the hose end in the in the tub that was out there. Let me pull up here. There's the tub still there. Let's go unload these tubs, and when that other tub is full, I'm gonna put them right on this inside of this pen here, this small pen, closer to the hose. Oh, while this tub's filling up, I need to put the 4 tubs along this gate here. Guess I didn't need this, splice this yet, but one of these days I will. Take the tubs in through the big door. I was going to throw them over the top, but that gate's too high. There's the 4 tubs. Got to get them in the barn before the tub is full. Yeah, I came through that gate over there. There's no cattle in this side anyway. Scared the cattle. I'm wasting time, I think. Had a little overflow going. That one's full. He probably thinks that's a salt lick. Or I mean a protein tub. Yeah, no. Yeah, there's still residue of the protein tub in there. Hope we don't try to tip it. I may have to tie them to the gate so they don't flip them when they get down to the bottom. Yeah, good thing I saw him do that. There's still some sweetener in the bottom, I think. Let's get the other 2 tubs in there. Getting enough hay out there, boy? Yeah, it's going to last you quite a while. I'm going to keep the white one in here and for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to let the white one out. But then I'm going to bring the other bull, the big bull, in here to be with you. So he'll have so you and him will have a companion. So with 5 tubs of water, if it gets too cold to use the hose, I could just break the ice on these. I heard somebody honking horn. Yeah, I'll get some twine and tie each one to the thing separately, so they don't try to knock them over when they're empty. What do you think about that, bully? Yeah, they still had water in there when it started pumping. I think. Yeah. Looks like that one's leading that way. Let's go change the hose. Let me go find some string then. I got plenty here. Old baler twine from our square bales. I kept it all because you never know when you might need it. I even got some unused balls of the orange twine, the thick stuff. I like that. Good for something. Oh, who's behind me? Sneak up on me like that. I think you bumped something. Well, that's weird. They still have some corn left. That's unusual. Huh. Wonder why they didn't eat it all. Guess they're not used to it yet. The block I bought for here. Are you going to be able to breed these girls, boy? I'm only going to give you a week or 2 in here, because that's when I estimate they might come back in the heat. So you'll be ready for them. Look what they did to the bale. Dug his nose into there. I got salt blocks, old ones over here. I bought a selenium green one once, just one time, because now I don't see them anymore. Anyway, I got a red one here. They still have plenty here. Oh, look who showed up. Look who showed up. Got to keep an eye on the water. Will you want to do that for me? Keep an eye on the water? Huh? No? Okay, do your thing. A habit of lowering his head on me. I got to break him of that. He thinks I'm a challenger. Well, I'm not. I'm just your boss. Let's see what he's looking at. I don't know if you can see the cattle or not. Hey, cat on the bale. She jumped across. Keep it on that tub over there. I keep hearing traffic. Yeah, there's somebody. Don't know who they are. I better keep an eye on the tubs. Hey! I forgot about the door. I left the door open. I left the door open. Good thing you didn't get out. Even if I leave this door open, I should make sure I always close that one. He looked another one. Knocked it over again. But I gotta get some string and tie them. Close this door. Even if he gets through here, he ain't going anywhere except looks like the second one's full. Oop, I close the door. Not that one. The one behind me. Okay. Don't challenge me. Good boy. What about you? You're more well behaved. To the outside. Now there's two that are full. Let's transfer. Okay, that's three. I have to move that one over so I can tie it. Okay, let's tie them up. Some old baling twine from the square bales. Now I should have prepared the area because there's concrete underneath there, but it's full of hay and manure. I should have scraped that away and let them tubs set on the concrete. It would have been better. They wouldn't be leaning so much. But the next time they're empty, I'll try to clean it up underneath each one. But not today. Let's get them tied up though. Okay, got them all tied, and some of them are full. Yeah, I'll have to clean up everything up underneath them eventually. But I think I only need them here for 2 days. But I'll use them anyway, even if the weather warms up. I don't have to water them as much. I can hear the water pump running from that hose there. Anyway, I gotta go back to the house with the truck, turn off the water because it's almost full. But I'll come back. I'm gonna walk back later. Okay, it's time to drive the truck back to the house. Let's go. It's already overflowing. I don't spin too much. Okay. My cat's still at the barn, I can see her. Perfect. Let me turn that water off real quick. Now, the two penned up young bulls got plenty of hay, and now they got plenty of water. So I'm going to, before I go back there and feed them some corn, I'm gonna go Out to the big pasture. Check their hay and the cattle too. Just because I can. And I got a nice warm truck to keep me warm too. That's the other reason. They're not down here anywhere. They're up at the top. Yeah, they're under. I can see the bale from down here. Yeah. I guess they left a limb on the road. Let's drive to the top. When I drive on this here, I try to straddle it. I'm trying to keep it more flat. If I drive in the same place all the time, it'll ridge up in the middle. That's where I had those two bales stacked. I thought about stacking more bales here, but sometimes I'll let the cattle in there, so I don't want to have to fence it off. Yeah, everything looks greener. Not growing very much, but it's on those few weeks there where it was in 50s and 60s, even 40s, I think, helps the grass grow. I'll have to put that block on the tire on the way back. I see a tire track in the middle. I didn't bring it. I didn't bring anything up here. Unless that's my old tire track. But I thought I drove over them with the tractor when I was feeding hay and moving cattle. Figured out what that other tire track was, other than the tractor tire. It was the trailer tire. Silly me. What we got here? Everybody happy here? There's that heifer. The yearling heifer. Right in the middle, on the left side of that round fence. Bullies in the background. They look happy. They didn't tear apart the bale too much, but at least they got a nice place to eat. I thought about feeding them in here more often, but I don't want it filling up. Then I have to clean it out. Oh, look at the two babies in front of the bale. Trying to get past that cow. Trying to climb up the side of the bale. I like watching cattle eat or rest or anything. I just like to watch them. It reminds me of the calves we had when we were kids. Because when I was a kid, grade school and high school, we had one milk cow, and every year Dad would have that cow bred with AI, artificial insemination. Actually, the artificial insemination guy, he was the husband of my elementary school grade school teacher. I guess that's how they knew what he did. Anyway, he come out, do the AI breeding when she was in heat. How Dad knew she was in heat? I guess she was. We only had one milk cow. I remember that, and I used to milk it every morning and evening. if Dad didn't do it. But a lot of times Dad was out working his job. He's a pipe insulation coverer. Yeah, he covered pipes with insulation. That was his job, and he was the union and all that stuff. And he traveled to other states to do that job. He'd be gone for a week or two. He tried to come home on weekends, but if it was too far, he just stayed there until the job was done. And then I think his last job, he was really old just before he got his Alzheimer's. When I started that factory job, the auto parts factory job in '88, Dad was working it because I had just built it. My brother started in '87, but for some reason they didn't hire me right away, and their excuse was because I had to go back and find out what's going on, because they hired my cousin, my brother, little brother, and some other people I knew. We all went to the same time to the high school to fill out the applications, have interviews and all that stuff. But for some reason, I didn't get picked, or my wife. So I went back to ask them, and they said, "Oh, those must be the ones. Yours must be one of the ones that got soup spilled on it." That was their excuse. But anyway, they finally hired me in '88. Yeah, and when I first started work, because I said they were still working on the building, and Dad was there covering the pipes in the ceiling. The big, you call them, they're big water pipes and other pipes, anything that needed to be insulated. Yeah, and that was his. I think that was his last job. He worked there. I remember seeing him a few times when I first started there. Anyway, it's getting hot. I need to turn the heater down and put down some windows. Anyway, what I said, I got sidetracked again. Let's see, let me think about it. Yeah, the cow and being bred by AI. I grew up. I don't remember what kind of cow she was. I think she was a Guernsey. Guernsey? I don't think it was a Jersey, and it wasn't a Holstein, but it was a brownish cow. Anyway, that's what we had. Milk cow. Like I said, Dad had to have it bred every year to get the fresh milk, milk. But when she had a calf, we raised it. That's what I was talking about. Us kids would raise it. We'd bucket feed it. Yeah, we'd bucket feed it. After I milked the cow, I bucket fed the calf with some of her milk. And Dad used the milk. We would take it home. It wasn't pasteurized or homogenized or anything like that. We would take it. I take it home, put it in these big gallon jars, glass jars with a wide mouth, and then stick it in the refrigerator. And then, as all the cream came to the top, we would scrape that cream off. We would drink the milk, but Dad would take that cream to his beer drinking tavern, because he was friends with the people who owned it, and they would make butter out of it, and then they would buy the cream from Dad, and he would take vegetables there too all the time from his garden, his big garden, and he'd sell that stuff. That was his beer drinking money. Yeah, they would make butter out of the cream that he bought. And look at those two calves. Oh, they're so cute. They're eating. That little one's even eating, and she's only 14. What is today? 21. She's only a week old. Yeah, I guess the other one on the left, he was eating when he was a week old too. So that's good to see. Oh, it laid down. It laid down. I can't see it no more. Look at that big mouthful he's got. He's chomping away. He's gonna be another bull. I got too many bulls lately. I'd rather get heifers. I can always keep the heifers. I only need 1 or 2 bulls. I need a bull here and a bull down at the house. Now the wind's cold again. Yeah, I think he's gonna lay down. Maybe not. I see the head of the other one. Okay, let me get a couple of new angles here. Yeah. That's kind of how I got into the cow business, sort of. Like I said, grade school and high school, I used to milk the cow when Dad was, well, a lot of times I milked it anyway. Yeah, even when he was home, because he knew I could. I guess my brothers did it a few times, but it seems like I was always the one who would get up early in the morning. Yeah, milk the cow before school, especially high school. Yeah, especially high school. I know I was doing it all the time. And my brothers always had something going on, so they didn't want to get up early, and they didn't want to come home from school because they had other extracurricular activities at school or at night. So that's why I wound up doing it. But I didn't mind. I liked it. Gave me strong hands though, milking them teats. Anyway, what I did, like I said, we raised the calves, and Dad would sometimes Dad would raise the heifer and breed her, and then we have at least one or two, but we would milk them. Because Dad always bred them to either Angus or Hereford, mostly Hereford. I remember lots of Herefords, white-faced. Anyway, we always had a few calves or yearlings or something, and Dad would every, I don't know if it was every year or every few years, when we had a calf that could be butchered, Dad would take it someplace and have it butchered, just like I'm going to do with this white one. I'm going to do in May or June. Look at it, they're all chewing their cud, so relaxed. So I gotta gather my thoughts here first. So that was in high school. Then I joined the Navy at 18 after the fall of the summer after high school. Dad got me a job on the interstate, I-64, near Richview, between Nashville and Richview, closer to Richview though. Yeah. I worked there for about 3 months, June, July, and August, and then in September that's when I joined the Navy. I made some good money, and then I saved that money that I worked on the interstate. My job was we put chairs, they call them chairs, things that hold the rebar. Yeah, we put them across, and then we carried the rebar and set the rebar into the chairs, and and that's all I did all summer. It was hot work too. But then when I came back from the Navy, I'm not sure who milked the cow when I came back from the Navy, or even if we had one when we came back from the Navy. I can't remember. I was only in the Navy for 3 years. But when I came back, either we still had that milk cow or Dad had got rid of it. And I bought a milk cow, my own milk cow, from our cousin who just lives down the road. He had one. He was a Tarentaise cow. I remember that. It was Tarentaise. I remember that. She had a long body, brownish. And a lot of times in the summer, or even in the spring, normally when we'd bring the cow up to the barn, or she would come automatically because she always gets something good to eat, because we were ground feed. Dad had a hammer mill, an old hammer mill. It was belt driven by a tractor, and he would grind hay and corn and oats, whatever they wanted to put in with the feed for the cow. We put that, and that hammer mill had a thing that it would shoot the feed, the ground feed, into a wooden building with a room, and then it produced a lot of smoke, or dust. But anyway, that's what we did there for that barn, for that cow. But like I said, I bought my own cow. I raised it. It was already a cow when I got it. I milked it and did the same thing with the cream. I just let Dad do whatever he wanted with it. I think we still had Dad's old milk cow, but it was old by then. So anyway, the calves that I got, the heifer calves that I got from my cow, I kept them. I remember having a 3 after about 3 years out of the Navy. I had three heifers, and then that's when that's when I bought a Highland bull, and that's how I got into Highlanders. And then later on, I bought 2 Highland heifers, one from New Jersey, one from New Hampshire, and one from Vermont, and that's how I started my herd of Highlanders. Then the first Highland bull I bought was from someplace up in central Illinois. Yeah, I remember that. Dad went with me to get that. I think it was raining. Anyway, doesn't matter. Also bought a Murray Grey bull up in central Illinois too. That Dad went with me to get it, and then that bull I used at the farm. Well, they were all at the farm, but I used the Murray Grey I used the Highlanders for my cows, and then Dad had a few cattle too, and I got a Murray Grey. No, back up. After I got married, so I had the Highlanders before I got married, and the milk cow, and then after I got married in into 79, 4 years out of the Navy, what did I do? Oh, I started buying with my wife 3-day-old calves of either Angus Holstein or Brangus Holstein, and we raised a bunch of them up, bottle fed, and we used my milk cow to do that, because I don't think we were drinking much milk back then. Yeah. I think that all that milk was going to the calves, and then once I had enough, I only bought heifers, the Angus Holstein, Brangus Holstein, and then that's when I bought the Murray Grey for them. That's who I bought, and Dad had some cattle too, from his milk cow, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember all the details, but anyway, that's how I had the Angus Holstein, Brangus Holstein cows, the Murray Grey bull, plus I had my Highland bull for the Highlanders, and I forget the rest. And then when I moved here in 1990 or 1983, I sold most of the Angus Holstein. I call them the black cattle. I sold the black cattle, but by then, right before we moved here in '83, no, we didn't move the cattle here until 1990. That's what it was, 1990. I sold the black ones, but by then I was already crossbreeding them, raising some Italian whites. I already bought some Italian whites, and I was concentrating on them, crossing with the Highlanders. So, and that's what the result of these are. Highlanders crossed with the Italian whites. So much has happened, I can't remember it all. Anyway, let's check the other side. I told you I talked too much. Not much of a view here. That white cow's laying down. Bully's over there by himself. Oh, he's going to lay down now. Good boy. Let me turn the truck off. I'm wasting gas. Not a good view over here. I can't see the calves. They're buried in the hay. Looks like they pushed this bale in the left pen all the way to the fence, but the other one was already. It looks like they pushed that one to the fence too. Yeah, so, but at least they can still eat it. I like raising cows, I think the reason I do is because it makes me feel younger, because that's what I did when I was young. Milked that cow, Dad's cow, in grade school and high school. And then I had my own cow when I came back from the Navy. I bought one. Raised their calves. Yeah. I didn't really. When I came back from the Navy, after a while we concentrated on raising the beef, the Highlanders, and then the Angus Holstein, Angus Brangus, yeah, not Angus Brangus, Angus and Angus Holstein, Brangus Holstein, and then I bought the Murray Grey Bull, but there was something wrong with his calves. I don't know if it's something about the tendons in their front feet. I don't know if the calves were too big for the cows or something, but somebody's getting up. But when they were born, their front feet, or the hooves, the front part of the foot in the front, they can't stand on them. They walk on their knuckles. And I had sometimes, not all of them, but some of them. And then they call it restricted tendon, according to the vet. I'd had to take the feet, straighten them out where the toes are, the first joint there, and then put a splint on it so they could walk on it. And then after a week or so, they were stiffened up. But for a while there, they would walk on their knuckles, their forward knuckles. So I got rid of that bull eventually. So then, I got another story about it. While I was raising the Angus Holsteins, actually it was Brangus Holstein, I had a really nice Brangus Holstein cow. Yeah, she was the best one we had. Big, and I had her AI bred to an Angus. I had her AI bred to an Angus. So then I got a great big Angus bull, because it was a quarter Holstein and a quarter Brangus, and then a half Angus. Is that right? Half Angus? Yeah, from the AI. And he was big, and he was our bull for many years. Yeah, he gave us a lot of good calves. I even got some twins out of him. Well, actually, they're out of the cow, but at least 2 sets that I remember. Actually, no. I got a set of twins from the Murray Grey Bull, and then I got a set of twins from him, from the black one. But I'm not sure what happened or why it happened. I don't know the details. But my cousin down the road wanted to borrow the black bull. He wanted to borrow the black bull. Because I was, at a certain time of the year, I wasn't really using him because trying to get them all bred at a certain time. So I lent him. He didn't pay me. He was just a cousin. He just only lived about a mile down the road. And then I think it was that cousin. Pretty sure. And and some neighbors, other neighbors like to borrow him because he was nice. He was a good bull, gave good calves. But I didn't charge nobody for it. I just lent them there when I wasn't using them. But then I'm trying to remember the details of what happened. While he was being borrowed, I think I had another bull at that time. I got another bull, a younger bull. I got a younger bull, probably from AI again. But anyway, at the time he was being borrowed, my neighbor, or somebody, my neighbor, must have told some guy who buys bulls about my bull. So that guy, through my cousin, who knew the guy who buys bulls, wanted to buy my bull. So they made the deal. And I got paid through my cousin. Whether my cousin actually sold it for that much or just gave me the amount that they said, I don't know the details, but I never saw the buyer. But anyway, I sold him. Even though he was good, he was getting old. Yeah, he's more than 10 years old. And he did have a problem with his foot once. He had a sore with his foot, so I figured, well, better sell him when I can. Maybe I had the black bull first, and then the Murray Grey. I don't remember. I'd have to check all my photos from back in those days. Who came first? But anyway, that's with that deal. I never figured out how much my cousin made on that deal, but I didn't care. I had more cows than I needed, and more bulls than I needed. Always have more bulls than I need, and I usually just sell them. Look at those two heads of those calves. Anyway, rambling on here. I better get back to the house. Yeah, I like thinking about my cattle. I like to watch them just do their thing. It costs money to take care of them, but I get to sell some once in a while, which is good. Okay, guys, I'm done. Let's see if I can get a closer look at those two. I'm not in the way. Oh, don't get in my way. I want to... Come on, move. You dumb cow. You're blocking my view. Come on. Move. Somebody got hungry. That's it. Poop on your food. I think he wants a drink. Oh, I'll go on the other side. How's that? I get the bull too. Hello, calvies. Bully and mama cow on the right. Some other cows here on the left. Well, I guess that's enough for the cattle. I gotta give the other cattle some corn in the barn. There's that yearling heifer on the left, the one I had at the house. And the red cow here in the pen, in the pen. She doesn't miss her calf. She's not been balling, and her calf's not been balling. So I guess it was weaned. It'll be a year old sometime in March. Okay, this is how I came up, so this is how I'm gonna leave it. Alright. This cow's looking for her baby, and the baby's looking for her mama. I'm gonna wait until they find each other. Looks like that calf is still only nursing on this side, according to her udder. The other side is more swelled. Eventually, I think it'll nurse out of all four. Come on, they can't get through the fence. Mama, you're gonna have to go around. Okay, new mama. Your baby wants some drink. I'll have to help her. Move. There you go. That way the baby... It's almost out. Go on. Go on. Yeah, her left 2 quarters. He always is a little bit bigger. It always wants to nurse off of this side. Doesn't look like there's anything wrong with the other 2/4. But it prefers this side. Well, when I don't get enough out of this side, these 2/4, I guess it'll. But it's been a week. Certainly she nursed from the other side too. Hope she don't have a problem on those two. It's not swelled up very much, but I can just tell by the teats. It doesn't look like they've been nursed, and the udder is still firm. Huh. I'll have to keep an eye on her. It didn't usually don't take them, and her teeth aren't very big, so she should be able to access them real good. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go home. Yeah, I like my little pasture here. Although I call it the big pasture because it's bigger than the small pasture by the house. Yeah, that's how I can tell them apart. The cattle. Everybody's okay. Let's go back to the house and feed the penned up bulls some corn. Okay. That's I hope. Hard to keep my windshield clean. I need to bring some Windex in here. Should always carry Windex with me. No deer today. I guess that 8 inches of snow we had back in, I guess it was back in January. Might have been part of February too. I don't know. Yeah, we were still snow on the ground on February 4th, my late wife's birthday. Can you hear the birds? All along the tops of those trees. Not so much over here, but over there. Right above that dead tree. Yeah, right there. You can see them flying now. If I make a noise, let's see if I can make a move. No, screaming don't help. But I can hear them over there. They're chirping away. They go from, I see them from over there on that tree. Yeah, where those taller trees are right there, all the way across to about there. Oh, there they go. Or some of them. Some of them are going. If I make a noise. There goes a few more. Yeah, the birds are still flocking together. But come spring though, they're going to be pairing up, making nests, making babies. Yeah, my windshield's dusty. just after 3 p.m., so I could probably check the mail. Was done last night. I checked it at night. Yeah, I'm done with the truck today. Still haven't unloaded my tools from when I worked on the mailbox. Oh well, that's okay. Oh, okay. If I'm going to unload it, I don't want to back up all the way. That's far enough. No mail. Of course, the mail here maybe didn't go by yet. I'll check again later today. Well, I guess I can close that gate now. Don't need it to be open. When I first put that post in, I put rock around it. Instead of putting the dirt back in, I put some rock, fine rock, to help hold it in place, because it's a hinge post. And I had a rope tied to it. I think the rope is not necessary, so I'm going to take the rope off. Rope's off. Let's check the post. Post feels solid now. It's solid. It's solid. Okay, let's go to the barn and I'll go through the other gate over there. Get out some corn. This 8-stop post is solid too. This is my people gate. And I'm the people. I'll have to come back tomorrow, break the ice on top, but that's about it. I don't have to fill up the tubs for a while. I'll give them some corn. We didn't clean up the corn from yesterday, but I'll give them some anyway, just so they have it. Corn left over from yesterday. Okay, I fed him. He's not interested. Because he don't care for corn as much as the others do. Huh. Come on. It's got molasses in it, or it's supposed to have. Oh, he don't want none. I'm just letting him get used to me. I was hoping the corn would be a treat for him, so I can feed him out of a bucket, or at least be able to pet him. That's the electric fence clicking. Sounds like it's working. Okay, let's go out. I want to check the other one. There he is. He'll be a year older in March, about the middle of March. It's either 11th or the 15th. And he's going to be 2 years old March 28th. So I got plenty of water. I said I'll have to come back and tomorrow morning and knock some of the ice off if there's any. Or just knock it, break it loose. Oh, I got plenty of hay. Will you stop pushing him around? That's why I'm gonna. That's why I'm gonna keep him up here when I let him out. I want him to be with the three Highlanders. That's all. And the other white bull, the one that couldn't breed, I couldn't get the cattle bracket. He's He's going to come up in here with this girl. And of course, by then they'll have I call him girl. This boy, this bull. Yeah, he's a bull. Yeah, he's a bull. Sorry, bully. Didn't mean to call you a girl. Yeah. Him and that other white bull, they'll be able to come out here, go into this pasture and back of the house. And hopefully the fences will keep this bull away from the other bull. I hope. Yeah, because I don't want to pet him up in here too long. Yeah, he looks like he could do the job. Big enough. Tall. He's got the longer legs. That's good. I like that. The other bull, white bull, he's more of a. I think he's got more height in him. This one's got more Italian blood in, except for the black pigment around on the eyes and nose, and the hooves aren't black either. He would be perfect if he got the black pigment. You can see his skin is pink, and that's come from the Highlanders. The white comes from the Italian whites, and skin comes from the Highlanders. I like you too. In the future, when you get big enough to breed you just watch what you're doing, boy. Don't you get too close to me. I gotta keep my eye on him when he's behind me. I'll see what he's looking at. Looking over that way. Must be some cattle down there. Oh, I don't see no cattle. I don't think he can see him either. But he wants out though. Yeah, I can't check the bull today. The other head bull. Down the bottom of that hill. Always looks through here. Yeah, you can't see the bull unless the cattle unless they're out there in the pasture part. They're over on the left eating their hay. Oh, they got a big bale here, so they got plenty to eat. They got corn, and they got plenty of water, so and they got salt. Okay, I guess I'll go back to the house. I'm done here today. Well, they're calm around me. That's good. They're not too flighty. Oh, you don't like it either. What's going on? Not enough molasses in it, maybe. I thought sure they'd eat it. So maybe they just got to get used to it. Yeah, well, time will tell. It's there if they want it. They should have some molasses in it. It's not that old. Okay, I'm done. I gotta go back to the house. Oh, I can check the mail. See if we got any. I come in, they go out. Oh well. All right, I'll leave them to it. They got corn here and hay there, and water there. They got all that they need. Yeah, they're munching on the bale. At least the white one is. Hope I get good pears off of these trees again this year. I gotta prune the other ones yet sometime. Snow's gone, but I don't want to do it when it's too cold. I'll wait till the weather warms up again, and on the ground stays dry, I can get my truck. Prune them off the back of my truck. Those two for sure. Those, I'm going to print those. Those are store-bought from Guernsey. Gurneys? Something like that. And then that apple tree, I want to prune that too. I want to cut about half of them off, just like I did those two. The light green stuff on top is what grew back last year. Everything else was cut off. It's been a nice day. Cold but nice. That's a mulberry tree. Should have some berries on this year. That's my pear. I'm not going to prune them this year. I did last year, but not this year. There's my other pear from the farm. These two pears are from the farm. I got that one first, that's why it's bigger. Then I brought that one over a few years later. Why I put it on top of the hill, I don't know. Should have put it down here somewhere. Yeah, that's where I should have put it. The low spot gets more water. Oh well, that's life. Yeah, it won't be long before spring comes and everything starts budding out. I need to prune these. I cut them off about at least halfway. Maybe some off the ends too. Maybe. Cat'll keep the bottom trimmed down. Oh, let's go check mail. I disconnected the hose to let the water run out. Coming down the hill from there. Oi! Oh! That's not going to work because the end of this hose is in a tub. It's going to drain it. But that here comes from the faucet, so let's see what I can do with that. In case it freezes, I don't want to have the water someplace to go. Most of the water drained out of that one already. But if the water and the rest of the water in the hose freezes between here and the faucet, the ice should squeeze out some more water. I tied that one up. There's still water in there. Normally, that's what I should do. I should just take the hose out of the tub over there and then let this drain out. Like I usually have it drain out that way, so there's no water in the hose. At least not much. Yeah, let me go do that. That hose in there. Or if I wanted to fill it up, I would have to come back here and put the hose in before I turn the water on. But I'm gonna take it out now. Yeah, now I can put the other end of the hose on the ground. Oh, I can see cattle down there in my big pasture on this side of the creek. There's a few. The bigger ones are there. The small ones might be still up on top. Who knows? But they usually travel together. Okay, everybody's good. It's too windy. See the waves on the pond. I think that's dry enough. I think I'm going to drag it somewhere out of my way. See if I can squeeze it in here. That pole should keep it from going that way. But mostly I want to try to lean it underneath there if it's short enough. Then I want to drag it from there over to here and stand it up like it is. Slide it in there. It's got a handle. The wire got pulled out, so I'm going to use it to drag it. Okay, it's gone from there. Slid into there. I'll have to tie it so the wind don't blow it. But I think it's okay. Mostly out of sight, out of mind. Did I say it was 4 p.m.? It is. There I am, middle of the trees, or middle of the shadows. And there's the cow there on the bale. That's the old cow. That's the youngest cow. And that's the white bull that's a dud. He never bred nothing. And there's the old heifer. I was hoping to get bred. Maybe the next white bull will do the job. Yeah, I think this one and this one were in heat a few days ago. So if I give them, and it's every 3 weeks they come into heat. So hoping that if I keep that white bull in the barn pen for a couple weeks, get them used to me and used to being here, get used to them too. If they go up to the gate and smell them, touch noses, that they won't fight too much when I let them out with these three. And then I'll pen him up with the little red bull, keep him company. Because he's got an appointment for the processor beginning of June, end of May. Okay, that's all I got here. I gotta go check the mail. It's still cold, but at least the sun's shining today. Pond's got a little pond down there. It's pretty shallow, I would think. I'm pretty sure it is. That's where that black bull got stuck, because there was ice on the pond before that big 8-inch snow, but after it snowed, I guess the ice wasn't that thick. After it snowed, I guess he didn't know where the edge of the pond was or anything, and I think him and that yearling heifer always traveled together, so I think they both walked out there, and he fell through, but I think she got out, but he got trapped in that ice. Yeah, he got trapped and he drowned or just died of the cold or something. But he was floating in the water, or just barely floating, because I had to cut it once the ice was thick enough, like 4 inches or more. I was able to, and the snow was off the ground. The ice was still there, but I was able to cut a hole around him and pull him out. He was in there for 10 days. I drug him out over that way. A little black bull, yearling black bull. I think it was more than a year. I think it was like 18 months or so, 20 months. He was going to do the breeding here this summer, but that didn't work out. So, where's everybody going? Now the white bull, I could hear him moving. Uh-oh. Oh no, I thought that limb flew across the fence. That's just a limb sticking out of that dead tree. I'm hiding behind the tree. Now I came out this side. Cool. You'll be able to see him now. That's probably why he's moving. The white one's up there. I thought about letting them out early. I could do that. And with the 3 girls there, I think but I'm gonna wait until they're close to coming in the heat again. That way I'll keep them occupied. He won't want to try to get out. Usually when I let a new one out in here, the first thing they do, well, they'll butt heads with whoever fights with them. And then what they do, they just go along the boundary to see if there's a way they can get out. I don't want to deal with that. He's going to do that anyway, but at least if they're in heat, he'll be distracted with them. Okay. I'm on my way to check the mail and I got distracted. But it's a good distraction. I like watching them. There's a little bit of green grass popping up, but not for a few days. It's going to be too cold for any grass to grow. But at least there's no snow on the ground, so that's good. Alright, I got to go check the mail and go in. Another tree, another shadow. The pond's got more water in it now, even if it is shallow. At least it's all the way to the edge again. So that's good. Might have some ice on it for the next after a couple days. We're going to go down into the teens. go check the mail again. Somebody's coming up to that corner. I can hear traffic. Let's see which way they turn. Yeah, they're turning west. That mail in my new mailbox that I installed myself just a few days, about a week ago, I guess. Well, I got something from Secretary of State in Illinois, and I'm just guessing. I think it's renew my driver's license, which will be expire in May, so gotta go check that out. Hope I can do it online and not take a test. I hope. According to the driver's license thing I just got from the Secretary of State, I have to go into a driver's facility, and get a screening test, or a vision screening. There's some crows. Vision screening. I think I had to do that last time. I'm not sure. Pretty sure I did. Have to do it every time. But at least no road test, so that's good. And $5 fee, they said. I don't know if that's $5 for the vision or it's $5 for the whole driver's. I think it's going to be more for the driver's license. And I'm sure they'll take a new picture, so I guess I don't have to do it until sometime April or May. Expires sometime in May. So I better start eating more carrots and vitamin A to get my vision under control. I don't wear glasses, but if I stare at the computer screen too long, it gets a little blurry. But most of the time it's okay. Hopefully I won't have to wear glasses. Yeah, but I have to take a vision test for my diabetes every year, according to the doctor, for Medicare. And they said I'm on borderline for driving. Yeah. But if I have to get glasses, I guess I'll have to get glasses, at least for driving. But anyway, I'm good for now. I just said I eat more carrots, vitamin A, anything else that will improve my eye vitamins, whatever those are. I see those at Walmart. I guess I better start preparing for my vision test to renew my driver's license. All right. I guess that's all for today. I'll come back for the sunset later if I don't forget. All right. Catch you later. Well, it's about 34 degrees just after 5 p.m. So I don't know what the temperature was earlier today, but I guess it was not too higher than this, if any. It's going down now, though. Gonna get cold again tonight. Sun's low. Getting ready to set. Sun's shining over there. In the back there too. And on top of these trees. Shining through that gap onto that hill. Okay, let's go to the west side, see what's going on there. Should be down pretty soon. Not many clouds in the sky though. Pretty clear. Okay, up just in time because it's ready to go down behind some clouds. few more minutes, I would have missed it because the clouds there's a few clouds there. It's getting ready to set behind those clouds. Yeah. Almost. Okay, it's sliding behind the cloud now. I'm gonna leave it here. They'll end it here. Well, that's all for today. Well, it's cold out here. I didn't dress for that cold temperature. One last look to the north. Just a thin line of clouds, and that's the last of the sun. It's almost behind that cloud. Yeah. Okay, that's all. That's all for today.